Well, a good morning, or perhaps a good evening to you for those of you who are joining us from Scotland. And welcome to Orange County's second preseason match of the year. This one against LA Galaxy 2, Los Dos. From what I can see up here, we've got Brent Richards, Kevin Alston, Nico Kuningist. That's going to take a little bit. Chris Wien, Darwin Jones, Adam John, Brian Olofsky, Michael Orozco, and I believe a trialist whose name I cannot say. But joining me on the call today is Brad Polonsky and Alan Underwood down in San Diego. So we'll do our best, but it is preseason, so give us some time.
Be interesting to see how these two teams match up with LA Galaxy 2 starting their season in just about 2 weeks, and Orange County just getting their preseason underway. It'll be an interesting matchup.
And here we are. Unsurprising to see. The Galaxy just going to try and box Orange County in here. Nothing special for this kickoff. Richards, early ball up to Darwin Jones. Jones dispossessed. Kuningist with the early foul, and Los Dos will get us restarted. There it is. 2 fouls in a matter of seconds, and a quick warning from today's center official. It's just a friendly, but for those who don't remember, there was no love lost between these two teams last year, with Los Dos actually taking the second playoff spot behind Phoenix. So should be a good competitive matchup today. And Kuningist is clearly here to make his mark.
So, Dylan, what are your goals of the game as an Orange County kind of brain, the brains behind the operation here? What do you think Orange County is going to be trying to do today with this preseason game?
Well, for those of you that followed along last week, or at least saw the result, a convincing 5-0 victory over Cal State Fullerton. So I think it's putting the ball in the back of the net against USL level competition, especially aside in our conference. Let's try for the long ball and win the throw-in. Brent Richards doing well there to shield the ball, wins himself and his side a free kick. Get back underway. Of course, in goal right now, he will be, I believe, the new number 1, Patrick Bukovsky. Just a little bit wasteful in possession. I believe that was Tommy McCabe. Indeed, it was Tommy McCabe who was caught out. Galaxy looked to break, but Michael Orozco does well to cut across, deny the attack, and get fouled in the process.
Yeah, we're bound to see some of that loose play with it being so early in the preseason for Orange County. But that was a very sloppy turnover in a very dangerous area.
Yeah, it definitely has the feeling of a preseason match here at Championship Stadium. But better to have these kinds of performances now rather than in, let's say, a month and a half. Here we'll see Rob Kiernan just drifting a little bit wide. Darwin Jones looking to get in behind, but the assistant raises his flag. The winger finds himself offside. It does look like in position Orange County is going with a combination of Darwin Jones and Adam John up top. So maybe a bit of a reversion to how these two sides, or excuse me, how this side played in late 2019. Anyway, a long ball going the other way this time. Rakowski off of his line. And, well, confident enough to play that ball just outside of his own box. Brian Olowski with the challenge. Does well. Him and Tommy McCabe there. And just like 2020, Brian Olowski gets fouled. And Orange County win the free kick. Just a quick little stoppage. It looks like Darwin Jones just maybe tweak something. See for a little bit of treatment here.
It's got to be a little bit of a concern. Hopefully it's just a little bit of a little strain, felt a little bit something, just wanted to be safe rather than sorry. But that's not a good sign watching Darwin Jones walk off the pitch there.
So Orange County with 10 at the moment. Looks like DJ won't be coming back on, but just going to get a little bit of treatment. Game is back underway in the Galaxy 2 here with the throw-in. So thus far, neither side really doing too much in the final third, mostly holding on to possession in the middle of the pitch. I do wonder if this is what these matchups in the Pacific Division are going to look like through the remainder of this year. As Kuningas does well there just to pull his man off the ball. And Orozco does well to not get caught out himself. Here from Orange County, Chris Wien able to win the throw.
So normally we'll have actual sponsor signs.
Here come the Galaxy. Kuningas caught out in possession. And after the deflection, Orange County will get a goal kick to restart.
Lostos is doing a pretty good job of putting some pressure on Orange County and forcing some turnovers here, and then going kind of straight at them. They're also definitely maintaining a lot more of the possession early in this match.
And
looks like someone else is coming on.
Yeah, and I do believe this would be Jack Emperado, who recently signed from Villarreal. Alan can probably let me know. But Orange County with a quick giveaway of the ball. Shot blocked by Orozco.
Yeah, I believe that turnover came out of the directly off the goal kick, if I stand correctly, by Rakowski. So mistakes continue to be kind of the defensive downfall for Orange County early in this game.
Olowski with an inch-perfect slide tackle against his old teammate. Orange County back with the ball here. Brent Richards looking to find Jack Emperado. Youngster trying to get his first touches early on in this game. can see it. Chris Wigan just drifted on out. He's going to be able to pull Los Dos right back out of position there, looking to run it behind. So a different shape than we've seen from Orange County in the past. But if they can find that through ball, they will have three very good options up top to put one on the back of the net.
We do want to remind Orange County fans that Flex Packs are now on sale. That's right. With these Flex Packs, you can build and customize your ticket package exactly the way you want. Seriously, it's as simple as buying 9 ticket vouchers to use however you want throughout the season, and you get one free. Use all 10 in one game or spread them out. Your call. Learn more at orangecountysoccer.com/tickets.
Thanks, Alan. And just a little bit of possession here. Orange County happy to hold on to the ball, move their opponents around. Here's Adam John getting double marked and finding Chris Wian, trying to play Chris Wian through his ball just a little far. And Los Dos able to clean that one up.
Yeah, it's good to see that the back line's starting to get some good possession going in. The distribution's looking clean right now for Orange County. Obviously, you'd like to see Weehan get the ball at the end there and make a play in the final third. However, this is improvement over what we've been seeing in the first 10 minutes so far.
Yeah, just like our commentary, Orange County are starting to build into this match, and thus far they do look the better side. We can only hope, as a really clumsy tackle comes through on Emperado, Orange County will have a free kick, but we can only hope that we similarly go into this game. Olofsky tries to play this one quickly, plays through to Adam John, but the referee deems that the ball is not played from the original spot.
Cheeky idea there. The shot ended up going wide, so maybe it's a benefit of retaking this free kick again.
Looks like now the free kick will be taken from exactly the same spot that it was last time. But like Alan said, a great idea from Brian Olofsky. Good to see that level of creativity and sinking early. Ball whipped in, headed away first time. But Orange County able to hold possession in the Los Dos half. Rob Kiernan with his head up, plays the long ball out wide to Brent Richards. Brent Richards, maybe the safer ball there. And you can see just a missed run from Brian Olofsky. Now they're going to try and find Chris Wian out wide. Wian from the left. He is pushed. Ref deems no foul. No claims for a penalty. The ball only goes as far, again, as Rob Kiernan. So Orange County in control of the match.
Yeah, again, this is much better, much more patient build-up. Smarter passes, maybe not going for the killer pass, but rather the safer pass to maintain possession.
And possession recycled. Rob Kiernan back. This time to Kevin Alston. Kevin Alston goes to beat his man one-on-one. Can't do so. Adam John dispossessed by a very good slide tackle. Here's Michael Orozco. A major overlap here on the far side of the pitch. Things maybe just opening up here. Brent Richards on the ball. Just a mishit pass there, looking for Jack Emperado. But again, we see two up top. Chris Wian now, again, out wide on the left. He'll probably look to cut it and cross. He does so. Beats the first man, headed out for a corner from the second man. So Orange County will have, I believe, their first corner kick of the match.
Yeah, it's nice to see how the Orange County midfield starting to work together, getting some good chances. Obviously, a first corner kick of the game. Would like to see, I believe that's Weehan taking it on the far side.
Correct.
So yeah, I'd like to see how Orange County's set pieces are as it gets whipped in and saved by the keeper. So
Yeah.
not a bad first one near post.
Not bad. Orozco nearly with his head to it, but keeper did well to come off of his line. Get that one. Many months to go, but I do have to second what you gentlemen are saying. This is a really good looking midfield at the moment. Just a little slip there for Kiernan. This field is looking better than usual, but that is not always saying much here at Championship Stadium. Here's Wien, just pounces on a misplaced pass, finds Zalowski. Zalowski maybe looked like he was going to dance himself out of trouble there, but just tries to play in Kevin Alston instead. And Orange County look like they're going to go all the way back. Indeed, they do. All the way back to Rakowski. Just to recycle possession. So this might be, again, this was a very good Lostos side in 2020. This might be how we see Orange County play through the majority of the year against some of the tougher opposition they'll face.
Seems like Lostos has dropped off their pressure just a little bit. Maybe their idea was try to pressure, go get a quick goal, and then maybe sit back and absorb some pressure and might hit on the counter now.
Brent Richards center is going to be a little bit behind the man. Looks like it comes off a Los Angeles Galaxy 2 player, so it's going to be an Orange County throw-in in the final third.
Yeah, so we'll do season ticket holder entrance over there.
Looks like we have some fans checking out the game at that back fence area. That was pretty well attended during some of the COVID restrictions, and so I'm sure those fans are enjoying a nice sunny day out in Orange County.
Alston with the long throw into the box. Again,
That's
the Galaxy
carry.
keeper comes out. He's not able to hold on to it, but no one appeals for a foul. He is caught a little bit off of his line. Kiernan plays it to Emperado. Emperado with 3 men in front of him plays it back to Kuningas. Well, hits his own man, trying to curl it around Kiernan. Can't do so. And Galaxy looks to counter here, playing it down the right flank. McCabe with not the cleanest challenge I've ever seen, but an effective one. And just a little bit of a coming together there with the ball out of play. There is a term for that we cannot use on this broadcast, but it is a great example of it. Lostos tried to do something a little bit clever there. It just didn't come off. You can tell it's preseason with these two sides. Just trying to find that finished, polished product. We'll see if it comes in, as I believe we are through the first 16 odd minutes of this game. Actually, the scoreboard here is counting down. So,
yeah, the timer right now is a tick under 17 minutes into the game so far.
Kuningas picks up that ball in the midfield. Emperado back to Kuningas. And I see Chris Wien out on the right side of things. And Emperado fouled.
Just want to remind Orange County fans as well, due to capacity restriction at Great Championship Soccer Stadium, Great Parks Championship Soccer Stadium, there's limited access to home opener and other games this season. There's only one way to guarantee access to our state-of-the-art stadium and all of the exciting games is by locking up your season tickets today. Head to orangecountysoccer.com/tickets to learn more about your season ticket options.
And if you do that, you will see part of my face. That is, I'll be wearing a mask, but I'll be there, and you can tell me your thoughts on this commentary at said matches that you go to. But here's Chris Wien on the right side again, as I mentioned, maybe with a bit of freedom here. And Adam John did well there to pounce on just a poor first touch. A little slip from a Galaxy player, but Galaxy still with the ball, despite claims to the other side. Brent Richards does well there. Finds Adam John. Maybe just a little bit of a coming together between the two players. So we had an exciting few minutes there with a lot of attacks. Match has just cooled off a little bit here Galaxy currently in possession, probably trying to do the same thing that Orange County did to them about 5 to 10 minutes ago. You can see a number of players here slipping. It looks like the grass just might be a little bit slick. But I imagine the surface did benefit from no one playing on it for a few months. Kuningas just doing well here to beat his man. Still with the ball. Plays it out wide to McCabe. McCabe cuts it back. Defender does well there to dispossess a former FC Cincinnati man. You can just see at this moment, Orange County trying to keep the ball high up into the final third for Los Dos. Los Dos just slowly, comfortably trying to play out the back here. Long ball here. Brent Richards, a little bit acrobatic there. Gets the job done. Blessed you to one of my co-hosts there with a cough or a sneeze. We are not sure. But here is some good attacking play. I believe it's Tommy McCabe out there on the left. You could just see Chris Wien there on the near side of the screen. Miles of space. That cross, looking for Adam John, did not find the on-loan striker.
Yeah, we haven't seen quite the same ball over the top in the middle like we saw them attempt when Darwin Jones was on the pitch. I wonder if they're changing their attack as they changed their personnel with Darwin Jones leaving early with what looked like to be some sort of muscle tweak.
Yeah, worth noting, Darwin Jones is still out here currently on the bench, so nothing too major. But again, it's preseason, so best to be cautionary and hopefully have him fit through all the matches this season. It's Orange County with a little bit of a press here. Los Dos do well just to play over the initial press, get control in the midfield, but there is Kuningas again. Here's Kevin Alston one-on-one with his man. Does really well to get the ball back to Verkovsky. Who, despite the pressure, gets it right back to Kevin Alston. So, Orange County, despite having a new goalkeeper for the first time in a number of years, since 2019, in fact, seems like that back four and keeper have thus far gelled pretty well. A little bit of a conversation here between Rob Kiernan, the referee, and a Los Dos player just about the timing of a tackle there, but nothing major.
Well, if you ever travel over from the United Kingdom and you bring a group over, you can get your group back together with a wonderful night of soccer, fun, and fresh air. With great benefits for groups of 10 or more, you can build a ticket package that works for you. The team is ready to help you put together a safe and fun game experience you won't forget. Be sure to ask about discounts, on-field opportunities, and more. Head to orangecountysoccer.com/tickets for your group ticket experience.
And both sides here just trying to play route one, trying to get it done quickly and over the top. Neither side successful. Orange County with the ball here. A little bit of a waste pass on Orozco. Galaxy with possession. Orange County recovering well. We'll see someone tee up and send this one nearly out of the stands, but no danger to the net.
Yeah, we saw Los Dos really step up that pressure there to get that turnover. We saw that early, then they kind of laid back, and then they saw another opportunity to really push and take possession, and that's really working for them when they take that opportunity in the right situation.
Roscoe with the long ball. Not sure exactly who he was searching for up there. Adam John was the closest in the end. Clearance only as far as Tommy McCabe. Looks like he just lost the ball in the sun for a moment, but it is Los Dos with possession here. Not a lot of options on. And the little heel flick there picked up by Chris Wien. Here's Brian Olowski through the middle, finds Jack Emperado. Youngster offside, unfortunately, and his resulting chip just off the crossbar. So
it's what you do when you play in the backyard. What, you go for the crossbar when you get the chance to?
Los Dos here in possession. Again, both sides seem like this is what they're going to want to play with. If you're unfamiliar with Orange County, this is probably, sans one or two players, what their starting 11 will look like day in, or I should say maybe week in, week out. So this might very well, be how these two sides play against each other this year. Los Dos cross in the box. Rob Kiernan does well. Orange County gain possession of the ball here. Look to play out through Chris Wien. That's it back, just a hold on possession. So good indications for how this side's going to play this year. Doing well, just move the ball up the pitch here, trying to beat the press. It's like Adam John there with the last tackle to concede possession, and Los Dos will have the throw-in. For all that time, not too much time with the ball in play. Chris Wien able to kick this one up the field, and Los Dos will look to reset. Long ball searching forward. Rob Kiernan did well to mark his man and did incredibly well to keep that ball in play as well. And despite the tackle, Kiernan again taking a little bit of exception to that tackle, just trying to cut the ball out. Here's Kevin Alston, Orange County here on the front foot.
Yeah, got to give credit to Kiernan there. That was a very good kind of defensive play for him there, just to keep the ball in there too. That is incredibly difficult to do.
Looks like he may have taken a little bit of contact there from Galaxy player from that slide tackle, but he is mobile and continuing on. No complaints, no looks to the bench from him.
Yeah, you usually see a defender in that case just boot it out of bounds and reset, but to head that ball down and go and get it shows how much hustle he has in him and how much Orange County is going to rely on him as, that lockdown defender. Because we know Michael Orozco likes to drift forward from time to time, so you're really going to need someone solid like that in the back. And he just showed how good he is for Orange County.
That's Chris Wien. We've got Brent Richards here on the near side. He will certainly be the one to get played to here. Emperado now out to Brent Richards at the edge of the box. Richards, his cross on frame. His cross finds the back of the net. And Orange County are up 1-0. Brent Richards, the former Reno 1868 fullback. Not sure he meant that one to find it, but top bins, as they say. And a little smile from him as he heads back to his defensive line. Orange County 1, Los Dos 0.
I mean, you take them as you get them, right? That one was just, I don't know if it's windy there. It doesn't appear to be with the trees in the background or what happened, but the ball just ends up from the cross just in the top corner. What a play by Brent Richards there.
And if we weren't streaming it, he would have claimed it was a curling bender from the top of the 18 that just curled around the goalkeeper. So if you get it, you get it.
Here's Brian Olowski. This time he finds Tommy McCabe nearly from the end line. His cross intercepted, and this time keeper reads the ball well. Yeah, again, Brad, not too much of a breeze here at Championship Stadium. I think more maybe just of a misread there on the cross.
Yeah, sometimes you just try to put it that back corner and you mishit it a little bit, and the keeper is looking for the cross to try to stop the cross and try to gauge where those players are in the box. And sometimes you just get a little bit lucky and put it in that top corner just out of the keeper's reach. It's unfortunate. I'm sure the keeper's kicking himself a little bit, but yeah, you just put it to the back corner and hope for the best, and you get lucky what goes in.
Dose here trying to build something of a dangerous attack. They've got men forward. Just that last pass they're trying to keep in. They managed to do so. Cross comes in, and Brent Richards heads away. Orange County with all of their men back. Los Dos just try to force the cross, and it is out. Orange County will restart with goal kick here.
All right, as we move into the 30th minute, we are just passing the half-hour mark of the game. The only goal so far, Orange County in the 28th minute, Brent Richards, a nice little cross into the top left corner as we just covered. What are your thoughts so far, guys? What looks good for Orange County right now?
I mean, the defense is definitely holding strong, which is good to see after last year's good defensive effort. Although, cleared for a corner kick for LA.
No cast to curse quite yet.
But I think the defense looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit of sloppiness in the midfield, but you can tell that the attack is well thought out. They're going to have multiple options to either directly attack with speed or to go down the outside and cross balls in. Tons of options for Orange County, and that looks very dangerous early on. So we'll see how those come together.
Driven cross. Kiernan almost gets his head to it. Not sure who that was from Galaxy that headed that goalwards, but wide of the far post. So maybe just a bit of shakiness here from Orange County. Maybe just taking their foot off the gas a little bit after scoring first. But nonetheless, a good test. Again, slow Stowe side that finished second in Group B in the 2020 season against teams like Orange County, San Diego, Phoenix. I'm sure I'm forgetting one. Las Vegas was in there as well. So this is a talented matchup. These are two sides that will likely be searching for playoff berths yet again. Kevin Alston there just searching for Adam John up top with that pass, but a little bit wasteful. And Los Dos on the attack win themselves a throw-in. Oh, yeah, again, Los Dos not really able to create anything from the throw-in. Here, Patrick Kukowski under a bit of pressure. Clears his lines. Adam John does well to bring the ball down in the middle of the field. And Brian Olofsky against his old side looks to be his man. Trying to go around the outside here. Good physical battle. Not a complaint from Olofsky despite being second best in that challenge. Galaxy will look to recycle possession here and play out the back, it seems. Galaxy pushing forward a little bit faster than usual here, keeping the ball on the ground to do so as well. Of course, as I say this, they do find the ball back in their own half, but the chance here to get the ball into the final third. Got 3 men at the edge of the box at the moment. One standing out wide on the near side of the pitch.
You can hear the gallop.
Cross through. Rakowski with a great save. Rebound again. saved by Rakovsky. Just a little bit of a dangerous cross there. Low cross, beat Brent Richards. Just snake this way past Rob Kiernan and Michael Orozco as well. But Rakovsky, that's why he's there, showing that he is well suited to the job and the task at hand.
Yeah, that's a high quality save there. Just about to comment, you can hear the Los Dos coach screaming for wider attack on the far side, and those are some of the things you're kind of looking at this preseason, is making sure everyone knows where they're supposed to be on the pitch, make sure you're not collapsing, making sure you're finding those half spaces and half spaces. So you'll hear those, especially for a younger Los Dos team, you're going to hear a lot of that coaching and yelling about how they want to set up and where they want to be. So enjoy those moments, because sometimes those are hard to hear when you're drumming and cheering and waving flags and such.
Verado shoved in the back there, went down, but not too much complaining thus far, despite some of these challenges. Chris Whelan maybe just a little bit too excited there. And does give up the foul. Dos play it short, just hold possession instead of going for goal. It looks like they're just going to try and do this as if they aren't starting from a dead ball scenario. But you can see Orange County's defense here highly compressed. This was a tactic that back in 2018 worked incredibly well for Los Dos to shut down the Orange County attack. It worked well here. Brian Olowski is running down the middle against his old side. He looks, bits the ball into his left, nutmegs the fullback, finds Chris Whelan out wide to the left. Chris Whelan's cross. Well, he was looking for Jack Imperato at the back post. Didn't get there. And Tommy McCabe's got the ball. And here comes Brent Richards on the right. This time from a deeper position. He's beat his man. Good cut back there. Just a bit of a slip. Maintains the ball. But unable to get his cross in. And Los Dos here with a chance maybe to counterattack. With two progressive passes, seems like they'll find themselves high up on the pitch here.
It is time to enjoy the game in style with our all-new Dayton deck. This multi-use luxury space sitting atop the stadium would be a perfect way to celebrate an upcoming occasion. These cabanas are perfect for a laid-back, safe, and memorable night for the whole squad. Head to orangecountytickets.com for details.
And just at the end of that read, a little bit of a clumsy tackle there coming together between Michael Orozco and a Los Dos man. Nothing major, but a free kick at the edge of the box. So this will be a very, very good opportunity for Los Dos. The
If I remember correctly, Los Dos was very good at these kind of set piece free kicks from last season. So we'll see how they do this season with some of these opportunities.
Will be a task to get it up and over the wall in such a short distance. I believe we see 5 men in the wall. Los Dos not putting anyone on the wall to try and just get in Rakovsky's way. So we'll see what happens here. But there's only one thing that could possibly on their mind. And that is to shoot.
Do you try to take a little small touch to move this ball slightly around and try to bend it around one of the corners in the sides, or are you just trying to bang it into a top corner?
Well, Brad, we'll get your thoughts right now, but I think you just try and bang this one in.
And that's what they're going to do. And it's off the top crossbar. Woodwork saves the day for Orange County there. I was going to agree with just banging it in, try to get cute with it. You give the defense time to react to it. If you just kick it, the defense has the least amount of time to react. And that's why I just think bang it as much as you can. And LA does that and almost banks a goal off of it.
Yeah, Rakovsky looked maybe like he didn't quite see where the ball was kicked from, but did well to get across nonetheless. Just a little bit of sloppy play here along the touchline on either side.
Los Dos has tied up the crossbar. Now it's 1-1 for the crossbar. So if we're playing backyard crossbar rules.
Though we do have to wonder if Emperado's crossbar effort did count. For any of you who might be sick of us, don't you worry, as we are into the final 6 minutes of this first half. And just a little bit of wasted possession for both sides here. I think both sides maybe just trying to force a little bit of a something, force an attack, maybe get a little something before halftime.
I like to hear the coaching staff on the side, something that you don't necessarily get to hear a lot when there's drums and loud noises and fans cheering in the stadium. You don't get to hear the communication that goes back and forth on the field. And I'm going to go ahead and keep my mouth quiet so we can appreciate it a little bit more.
Los Dos here with a shot from distance, not too far past the near post, but Rakowski looked very comfortable and never dove for that. He'll restart us with a goal kick here.
It's kind of one of those in-between crosses. Guy making a back run post, you kind of try and put it on that back post. Same kind of idea of the mistake cross from earlier, but maybe a in two minds of back post run, trying to sneak it in that back post, but also allowing your player to run onto it and tap it in.
Those that maybe saw a couple players warming up there while a goal kick was taken, it would be Kobe Henry and Nathan Smith, center back and fullback, respectively. And we do have to wonder, this second half might bring a pretty big change. Orange County will test their depth, I'm sure, as Brent Richards comes across and does incredibly well. Stays on his feet, makes the challenge. And wins his tied the ball back. Here's Brian Olowski, 2 men on him. Clearly fouled, and a little bit of a coming together here between the players. Olowski not pleased. Some pushing and shoving. So again, no love lost between these two sides. And I'd imagine most of the matches this year are going to be going this way. It looks like no cards from the official. Maybe he forgot his, maybe just because it is a preseason match. And these guys only have a few minutes left on the pitch.
He is taking his time to calm everyone down, have a conversation, let everyone cool off a little bit.
Alan, Brad, your thoughts? I mean, is it good to see that kind of fire at just the second preseason match of the year?
I mean, I think both teams, you see guys probably competing to make a starting 11, especially Los Dos. They have something to prove, not only at this level, but for the next level. And then Orange County, you even if it's preseason, you don't want someone to come into your house and try to push you around. So there's always pride, and there's always that fight for that starting 11, even if it is preseason. And it's great to see.
I agree with Alan here. You know, you want your team to be fighting on the pitch. And while not always literally, you know, that competitive spirit is something that is good to be having in the preseason too. Is that Richards who was just fighting there?
And that was Emperado, and I can't quite see who was at the end of that from here.
He's okay.
It might have been I do believe that is Tommy McCabe there, who just took a little bit of a heavy fall. But he's all right. He's back up on his feet. And yeah, these two sides they're going for it. Preseason or not, this is a good competitive match. It is wonderful to see. Here's Olowski. He beats his man. Tries to beat the second man.
Heck of a tackle there.
Good, but heavy challenge. But again, no complaints. And Galaxy here on the counterattack. We've got 3 men, one making a central run. Just tries for the cross, I believe, to the far post. Rakowski sees it wide for a goal kick as we enter the final minute of first half.
Yeah, I think overall, Orange County should be pretty happy with the way they played. Obviously, there was some few hiccups in the middle, but they really started to come into the game over the course of the middle chunk of the match. And then LA definitely got their run of play and looked dangerous. They had a couple opportunities at the top of the box. They hit a post on a free kick. But overall, I think Orange County has got to be pretty happy with this early.
Yeah, the only thing that if I was Cloutier and I'm going into halftime, I'm telling my team, hey, you know, when we're in the final third, you guys got to just calm down a little bit, find the open man, get a good clean shot on goal. That's the only thing that's kind of missing, the only goal in the half coming off of a Brent Richards kind of lofted ball into the box that just ended up in the top left corner of the goal.
You just hear a horn go off there. We'll have no additional time. But we will speak to you shortly for the second half of this match. Well,
This is when we usually have, if this is a real telecast, we'd have an incredibly awkward interview with the coach at halftime where they tell us pretty much nothing, and so we're going to avoid that.
oh, don't worry. We do have an interview coming up, but it is not with a coach. It is with Orange County GM Oliver Weiss. He joins me here. I think we'll even have him on camera. It's the man himself. It's all preseason. We're working things out here, doing it on the fly. All right, Oliver, how are you doing? Welcome. We got a preseason match going. How is the team doing? How, from what you've seen every day?
Oh, listen, this is great. This is now our second preseason game, right? You can tell today, obviously, very quality opponent, and that's what we wanted. It's something where now, we have to get into game gear, and so far it's been really good. Obviously, losing Seth last weekend, and potentially you got to see what Darwin with his hamstring is never a good start. But that's we've been off for 5 months, so these games are very much needed. But they also always come with a little bit of risk, right?
Away from the game side of things, maybe to what more the fans want to hear, what's coming up off the pitch for the club in the next couple weeks?
Oh, well, we definitely have a few more signings to announce, right, which is very exciting. But as you can also tell, some of our young players have done really well, in the first game, and they'll get some good quality minutes here again. We're a club, we're never sleeping, we're never stopping. So working on a few more signings. Obviously, everybody knows we'll get a few loan players from Rangers as well that we're finalizing, and potentially 1 or 2 other additions. But so far, it's very good. Preseason is going really well. It's our 3rd week, our 2nd game. You can tell it's a little bit rusty, but overall, we're very pleased. But we also know this is time to get going. What about 40 days away, right? 35, 40 days away from our season starting.
All right. Any other goodies for us? Any hints as to what we're getting?
I think we have always good ones, right? We never want to speculate anything, but as you guys know, we're working hard. Everybody, we're excited about also some additional additions on our coaching staff that's coming in that we haven't been able to announce. So overall, from the technical side, we're very excited. We're also excited to obviously have fans back in the stands. That will make a huge difference. Last year, it was obviously needed that we couldn't play with fans and didn't have them. But I think everybody's going to be excited to have a good amount of fans back in there because the atmosphere will change.
Sounds like a great time. Oliver, thank you for your time. We'll let you get back to all your fun stuff.
Yes, thank you, guys. See you soon. Thanks for all your help. Thank you.
All right, and we'll just pop on over to Alan and Brad in their respective studios, far, far away from here. Gentlemen, give us your thoughts on this first half. Alan, you first.
I think though, pretty decent first half for second preseason match. You'd like to see maybe a little bit more uptick in shots. You know, the only really big shot you had was the goal on that quasi cross, where LA had quite a few more shots. Several hit the target. Possession was pretty even. It's kind of like 55-45-ish by my very, very scientifically sound way of measuring it with a timer and as good as I can, but gives you an idea. Kind of, it was a pretty even match, but you like to see maybe a few more shots from Orange County to extend this lead in the second half.
Alan, we're all we here at the Orange Black Stockcast are all about your best effort when it comes to math. Brad, your thoughts?
I gotta echo what Alan says. You know, obviously you want more of an uptick in shots. You want to see more efforts being put on goal. However, with that said, I'm very impressed with how this midfield has, recovered after the first 5 minutes. We were talking about how many errors that they were causing. However, the midfield looked pretty sound for most of that first half. Distribution was pretty good up until the final third. The defense really played well, in my opinion. Rob Kiernan had a really good first half there. So no slip-ups there. Just looking forward to a second half. Hopefully we can see more efforts being put on goal. But you can never be upset at a 1-0 lead at halftime.
I think something to remind watchers is we have some of our Orange County players are from cities in Finland that I wouldn't even dream of trying to pronounce correctly. And camp started not that long ago. So you're still building up that relationship, that idea of where they're going to be on the pitch, their tendencies, their strengths, their weaknesses, where they want the ball, where they don't want the ball. So there's a lot of things you're working out as far as individual relationships. And you can do that in practice, but that we're talking about practice. It's not a game, it's practice.
All right, thanks, Alan Iverson.
Yeah, you're welcome. Alan Iverson / Ted Lasso. But I think what you're looking for is that building up of relationships, especially in that midfield. Is going to be a key to link that really good defense with the strong attacking forwards that Orange County has. So you're bound to have a little bit of sloppiness, rustiness, as Oliver Weiss pointed out, because you're dealing with some new players and some new faces and some new playing styles. But Brad's right. As we continued on, it seemed like they're starting to get more and more used to each other, and that's only going to get better over the course of the preseason.
Well, it's worth noting that there will most likely be a much different lineup coming out the second time. Of note, I see Thomas Enevoldsen, first one out on the pitch, Iro Markkanen as well, the very, very large center forward. Whose brother I think plays for the Chicago Bulls, but maybe Alan, quote unquote, Iverson Underwood could let me know who his brother plays for there, and Kobe Henry as well. So this might be a little bit of a good test for Orange County's depth. It might be a really good test for some of these players to maybe argue for a place in the starting lineup.
Markkanen listed as 6'6" in the official guide. The always reliable Wikipedia has him at 6'5.5". But yes, 6'6". He will be very noticeable out on that pitch. And yes, Lauri Markkanen does play power forward / center currently for the Chicago Bulls.
I was going to jump on really quick, gentlemen. I was going to confirm that. Lauri Markkanen, Chicago Bulls.
That is Ray, dad of the podcast, creator, and resident basketball expert. Should have gone to him, perhaps. He's getting some of that on-field, or I should say sideline footage. And you get to see Thomas Enevoldsen and Iro Markkanen passing back and forth. Elsewhere, I'll try and get a look at some of these players' numbers. There's a few trialists, a few names I don't think we can say at the moment, a few names we don't have, of course, but we'll do our best here for the second half. I'd imagine we will see and can say guys like Raymond Dre playing, Ronaldo Damus. Trying to think of any other ones that maybe didn't appear in the first half. Oh, yes. Our very own Francis Jacobs will most likely see a few minutes here in this second half. Alan, did you have a thought?
I was just going to say he's so huge. It makes it even worse with the camera angle.
Yes. This will be an interesting thing. I do wonder if we will see a difference maybe in the shape that Orange County plays. Adam John is not a small human by any stretch of the imagination. Of course, let's see. Adam John listed at a 6'3", but those extra 3 inches will make a difference. And so I do wonder if we'll see just big man up top and maybe Thomasina Voltson being the partner to run in behind, similar to how Darwin Jones and Adam John played, or maybe how Adam John and Jack Emperado played. But again, a really, really good opportunity for some of these maybe second string or depth players to stake a claim in the starting 11, whether that is for next week's friendly up in Colorado Springs at the brand new Weidner Field, or whether that is for in a few weeks when Orange County opens the season, May 16th. Sunday, May 16th at noon against Tacoma Defiance. That will be up in Tacoma. But just a few minutes left. It looks like we've got 4.5 minutes to go before the start of the second half, and quite a crowd that has gathered along the back fence. We'll see if we can get any shots of them. They're unlikely to really come out any, but we can see a Rangers flag for where I'm sitting, and looks like a little team meeting going on here.
Yeah, some of these, maybe second starting 11, or although with Enna Voltson, I probably wouldn't consider him a backup guy, but you're going to need that depth. We talked about this on the podcast where there's a couple months of back-to-back Saturday, Wednesday games, especially in the month of October, where I think it's Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. You're going to need a lot of the guys who are going to be taking the pitch in the second half to really come together and get those minutes and feel comfortable, because you are going to need them down the stretch for rotation purposes. And knock on wood, everyone's healthy at that point of the season, but you want to have as much depth as possible for the run into the playoffs, especially with the gauntlet that Orange County has to run in the month of October.
Yeah, 7 games in the month of October is going to be difficult. One thing I wanted to just, talk about this upcoming season is we get a nice view at some fans hanging out at the gate over there. Let's talk about for a second, as I'll let them kind of celebrate a little bit. But let's talk a little bit about kind of, some of the accolades that Orange County is getting going into the season. The league released their top 5 players from each position, and Orange County's ended up on a couple of these lists. Brent Richards being one of the top 5 best fullbacks. They didn't really list them in particular order. Coming in for Orange County with an honorable mention. Oh, nope. Chris Wehan is one of the best attacking midfielders. And this one has an honorable mention of Brian Olosky, also makes it onto the list. And finally, we have an honorable mention for Rob Kiernan being one of the best top 5 center backs in the league. What are your guys' thoughts on these players and other players from Orange County? There's no, as far as I could tell, offensive attacking forwards being mentioned on the top 5 list, if that list hasn't been put out there. But Orange County, Brent Richards so far has the goal. Any thoughts on kind of that starting 11 and how strong they're going to be this season?
Well, I do have to say, Thomasina Wilson's going to be at the top of that list. He's a must start in my opinion. Seems like Patrick Krakowski is going to take that number 1 spot. Of course, you can see former Los Dos man himself, Abraham Romero. I believe he'll be taking squad number 33 when this is a proper match and they're in their proper kits. But yeah, I'm going to have to say Thomasina Wilson's going to be a really key player. I think it's a little bit funny. They slept on him in those rankings, but they're not perfect. And, it's preseason, so they'll learn. Alan, your thoughts?
It seemed like some of those maybe weren't like, hey, we're going to go for the obvious ones. We're going to go for some interesting picks, some folks to watch. They moved Aiden Quinn up to attacking midfield, which I'm not sure that's exactly where I would put him, but I think it even points that out. It's like, you're not really sure where to put an Aiden Quinn. I think it was also USL tends to do these to drum up some conversations. So maybe some of these names that get left out or honorable mentions are done so to, rile up fan bases, or not necessarily troll fan bases, but, start conversations. So I think Orange County has a pretty strong defense, a pretty strong attacking forwards. And again, like we talked about before, is how is this midfield going to come together? And we saw some sparks of it today, but I think the midfield is still kind of that question mark when you lose a big piece like Aiden Quinn. Can some of the new guys like Chris Weehan come in and fill in those gaps so you don't miss him too much? You can't really replace him. You just kind of fix to plug that hole. You're right. Thomas Voltson, I think, is going to be a big name. We talked about Rob Kiernan already several times about how important he's going to be. And then we saw Patrick Rakowski really step up in that first half to replace Frederick Dua, who is no longer with the team either. And then with Aaron Cervantes, we saw that beautiful picture of him wearing a Rangers kit earlier today. It's some of those question marks you're going to fill in, but I think Patrick Rakowski did a great job. And then I'm really excited to see how Francis Jacobs makes another step this year. That's another name I'm going to keep my eye on. Maybe not getting tons of starts, but I think he's a guy who can find his way into some matches and play really well and step into that role in midfield well.
Well, funny you mention Patrick Rakowski. Of course, you're all getting a view of the players coming out right now. Abraham Romero, and we've got Brent Richards at right back, Kobe Henry at center back. Looks like Nathan Smith taking over on the left. Jack Imparato, Brian Olowski, and Adam John all back out on the pitch, as well as Chris Wean. But for those of you who are counting, Orange County is quite a few players short. Here comes Michael Orozco. He's going to go ahead and play alongside Kobe Henry.
Still looks like quite a couple players short.
And indeed, but they've got a back line. We've got Kuningas and Tommy McCabe as well, also back out. So just, two changes? Math's hard. I'm going to go with 3. A goalkeeper, 1 center back, and a fullback right now. But there are a number of players still warming up here on the pitch. I'm just trying to get us underway. Adam John maybe leaving a little bit early, but it's preseason. Nothing to worry about. Let's see what unfolds here. Second 45 underway.
Again, we see some early pressure from Los Dos, very similar to the first half, and they get that turnover that they've been looking for.
It is how they played through 2020. We saw a number of matches again against Orange County in Group B play, in which an early goal was scored, and then the team would sit back and try and close up shop and maybe nick one on the counter. They've been unable to do so thus far. But here's Brent Richards on the far side of the pitch. Brian Olowski now just a little bit stranded, a little bit separated. Los Dos happy to keep 10 men behind the ball here at all times. So we will see Orange County definitely go for it, and we'll see Orange County's defense tested against the break. Chris Wean and Adam John doing incredibly well to combine. Chris Wean just takes a heavy touch, Defender gets to it. He's able to hold on to the ball. And here come Los Dos.
Yeah, and this is from, what we were talking about at halftime. Midfield's doing a really good job of getting this pressure up the field. And at the same, time, there's really nothing on that far end, the final third, to be mentioned. Weehan gets a strong touch, and the ball's kind of just no longer Orange County's to play there.
We'll give a little bit of credit there to 17-year-old Kobe Henry, who just saw his man off. Great defensive work there from the center back. Orange County there, just a little bit of pressure, but able to win a throw-in. Nathan Smith will get us restarted. Still Los Dos, just searching for that final ball, that opportunity to put something on the frame of the goal. Unable to do so. Now, here's Jack Imparado under pressure. Does well. Again, possession, the name of the game here. We'll see if Orange County can do anything more, because possession doesn't always mean you're going to win. But it does mean you can break like this. Here's Brian Olowski. He's searching for Adam John out on the left.
Flag stays down.
Nathan Smith. Here's Brian Olowski. His low cross, only as far as the center back. Not cleared far away. Adam John just unable to bring that one down at his feet. And Los Dos goes straight in for the counterattack. Michael Roscoe with a adventurous tackle there. But
Is that it?
All ball.
That is definitely in his toolbox, as far as he's a very aggressive defender. Sometimes can get caught out with those aggressive plays, but when it comes off, you really appreciate him being able to stop that counterattack.
Just the shot there towards the near post, but Abraham Romero had no trouble managing shot from his former teammates there. Try to get some of these Los Dos player numbers, but bear with me. I can tell you that Justin Von Steek is currently in goal for the visitors. Again, Orange County just really both teams doing this. Happy to hold possession along that back line. Happy to wait, maybe pick a pass, invite a player from further up the pitch to come a little bit closer, play it safe. Still just here with the ball on the outside. Again, just searching for that ball in the middle at the top of the box. It seems like that's where they want to shoot from. As far, Orange County's defense and midfield doing really well to recover there and prevent those things from happening. Just a heavy touch there. Los Dos lose possession. Orange County will again get us restarted with the throw-in. Chris Wean just trying something there. It doesn't come off. Los Dos are away. 4-7, winding his way through a lot of traffic. Did go down, but not a big shout for a penalty from anyone. Romero gathers and gets Orange County right back onto the front foot. This looks like this second half might be a little bit end-to-end as these guys that started the match get their last few minutes in.
Looks like they're patient error between a couple defenders to allow that Los Dos player to kind of run into that gap and let him get to that top of the 18 before anyone really pressured him. Luckily, it didn't have any bad implications, but he definitely had lots of space to run in there without anyone stepping to that ball before he got to the 18. But then once he did, they really closed in on him.
So it's Los Dos just standing in possession at the moment. Really, finally, maybe trying to play the ball forward, reaching the middle of the park. But not too much forward passing at the moment. There's that progressive pass they've been searching for. Los Dos, the ball in the box. Cross on the ground, cleared away by Kobe Henry, who's actually able even to find Chris Wean in doing so. Chris Wean cuts himself back, finds himself in a little bit of trouble and gives up the ball. Los Dos back onto the front foot. And Brent Richards takes exception. Just another coming together between the players here. And another conversation between players and referee.
Yeah, maybe players taking some exceptions for some heavier tackles in a preseason. Maybe not as upset in an actual game, but because it's preseason, everyone's just trying to get through and stay healthy. Maybe a little bit of tempers flaring, maybe that some of the players are being a little too overly aggressive. But again, Los Dos is gearing up for their first match on April 30th. So they're definitely closer to full game mentality versus Orange County might be having a slightly different mental approach to this game.
Parado and John there, both challenging for that ball. And Parado won the ball, but unfortunately, Adam John not there for the flick on. So Los Dos here with possession, looking a little bit more progressive. But of course, as I go and say that, Chris Wean wins his side back possession, and just going to hold on to it, control the tempo of the game for a moment. Orange County's got a number of players. Looks like they might just be doing their final warm-ups. But if I have to guess, we're not going to see Thomas Ingebrigtsen or Eero Markkanen in this match. Here's Brian Olofsky, however, proving that maybe those two don't need to appear. As Jack Parado plays it out wide. Richards' first-time cross cut away. His second-time cross goes as far as Adam John. Looks like the Los Dos defense just not sure what to do with that ball. Adam John just sabs that one over the top of the bar.
I think I might have even glanced off the top of the bar on the way over. That looked like kind of a ball that was a little bit of a bouncing deflection that happened to find his way to John, and John did the best he could with the shot he had.
So Los Dos here on the front foot, moving forward into the Orange County half. Playing through the middle, doing well to switch play here to the near side of the pitch. See, Nate Smith does incredibly well to recover there and block the cross, but Los Dos have a corner.
We do want to remind friends and fans, I guess, that Flex Packs are now on sale. That's right. With these Flex Packs, you can build and customize your ticketing package exactly the way you want. Seriously, it's as easy as that. You buy 9 tickets, you get one for free, and use them however you want throughout the season. Use all 10 in one game or spread them out. Your call. Learn more at orangecountysoccer.com/tickets.
Thank you, Alan. Los Dos here. Cross searching for the near post. Headed away by Nate Smith. And Los Dos now with a throw in near the half line. Throw over top. Nate Smith and Kobe Henry. Kobe Henry does very, very well to recover and win the ball back. Just sauntering on back into position there. Call him as you like. And here's Adam John doing well to use his body to win himself the foul. Stoke's technical staff not so thrilled about it, but that is the mark of an experienced pro.
And on the other end, you have a young defender making a inch-perfect tackle from behind to dispossess the ball right on the edge of the penalty box. Very, very brave tackle.
Well, Los Dos with another throw-in here in the Orange County half. It is all Los Dos at the moment. We are 12 minutes gone here in the second half. Shot blocked by Kobe Henry, cleared away by Chris Wian. Jack Imbrado here going back and forth, fighting really hard to get the ball. Does so, and eventually fouled. So wonderful work from the youngster. Just signed a contract, only training with the team for a couple weeks. And looks like he might be a project for now as much as he is a project for the future.
Center official not giving him any leeway to where they're playing that free kick from today, and then not letting them get away with anything as far as the gamesmanship that we see in this sport, moving free kicks around, putting it into a little bit better position, not letting Orange County get away with that.
Still, again, Los Dos with the ball. We'll see what they can do with this, but at the moment, just possession for possession's sake. They haven't been able to create anything too dangerous in near memory. That searching ball through, blocked by Orozco and cleared by Richards. And you get to see there on that first ball, Los Dos usually committing 2 or 3 men to whoever picks that ball up for Orange County. But here's Nate Smith with Orange County. Maybe, well, if they had the chance to counter, instead they're going to play it safe. Play it back, and here's Tommy McCabe. Deep ball in, finds Adam John. And John's header just a little bit soft. And Steam easily gathers.
And that's some of those things that you're looking for in these preseason matches, is not necessarily always goals, but chance creation. That looked really nice. You found your teammate in the center of the box. You would like to get him maybe a little more power on that header, but you know the setup, the cross in.
And the cross in there dealt with despite the deflection. Nate Smith and then Brent Richards, the fullbacks. Well, they're doing their defensive work.
Yeah, big fan of that crossover to Adam John there. Unfortunately, top of the box area, gets the header off. Maybe had time to pull the ball down there. I don't quite remember how many members of Los Dos were around him, but it seemed like he had some time if he was able to bring it down. But, chance creation, as Alan said, is a huge deal. And that's something that we need to see a little bit more of with the last 30 minutes of this game.
Well, chance creation was not a problem for Orange County last year. It was Brian Owoski's specialty. Goal scoring, however, was the difference. But against an organized side, looks like they are ready for the start of the 2021 season. Orange County's holding their own. And just perhaps, I think you can maybe see the tops of some heads. There are a lot of players who are going to be making their way on just probably in the next stoppage as we reach the hour mark for a nice 30-minute shift. Los Dos still in control. We'll see what they can do here. Floated ball in. Put it out to Brian Owoski. Owoski draws the foul.
Heavy foul.
Heavy foul in
Looks
any
like
other
we're gonna
universe.
get
That is
big sub. What is that? 8 players coming on?
It looks like,
7.
yeah, Francis Jacobs, definitely the most sizable of the ones appearing, wearing number 21. And elsewhere, a couple players, just one whose name I can't mention.
Essentially
as well.
Essentially a hockey style line change here. While we have a break and play, we do want to remind our fans that due to capacity restriction at Great Parks Championship Soccer Stadium, there's limited access to the home opener and future games. There's only one way to guarantee access to our state-of-the-art stadium and all of the exciting games is locking up your season tickets today. Head to orangecountysoccer.com/tickets to learn more.
All right, a fresh look for Orange County here. Players all over. Not sure who's playing center back there, but former USL League One Golden Boot winner Ronaldo Demis is currently the number 9 for Orange County. But they looked for him early, but flag is raised for offside here at the near side of the pitch.
Yeah, just a little bit ahead of the play there on overlap. It's a good idea, but just a little bit quick to make that run or a little bit late with the pass, and that's all it takes.
Orange County really not wanting to let Lotostos into their half. They're doing a lot of defensive work just to pressure Lotostos midfield. But here they come. Just inviting center backs forward, maybe hoping to condense the space and have a free counter, or at least the chance of a free counter here. Ball to the back of the box, cut back, and just poked out well. Abraham Romero with a nice hello hug to one of his former teammates there. But Lotostos will have a corner.
That was a really good ball movement there from Lotostos to kind of switch the attack and then put it back across. That is difficult to defend because as a goalkeeper, you're moving back and forth. But Orange County is staying defensively solid to be able to clear that away for a corner kick.
Yeah, we've seen Orange County do that to great success a number of times here. That cross straight to the hands of Abraham Romero, but a Lotostos player, one of those center backs, number 74, just I think maybe connected with Abraham's hands there, or Romero's hands, excuse me. So just a brief little stoppage. It's good to see the ref notice that and stop play, but without any further thing, we'll continue on. Alan, your thoughts?
Yes. Corner kick, pretty well defended. It's nice to see the goalkeeper come out and be aggressive there. We have seen teams fall victim here at Orange County to a set piece here and there. A couple seasons ago, I know it was kind of killer in some of these matches, so it's really nice to see those corner kicks being defendedly as solid as they are, and that just means even more good news for Orange County that they're starting to defend those corner kicks.
Apologies for whatever happened there with Alan's mic, but we'll go on nonetheless. Lotostos going on nonetheless here. Again, searching for that final pass. Maybe another attempt on goal there. Doing well. We seem to have a good idea of what they want, whether it's going to be that cross and that knockdown at the far post, or the low pass to the middle and a shot from the top of the box. Yep, through the through pass here. Far too heavy. Orange County will have a goal kick.
While we have a break in play, just want to remind you it's time to get your group back together for a wonderful night of soccer. Fun and fresh air. With great benefits for groups of 10 or more, you can build the ticket package that works for you. The team is ready to help you put together a safe and fun game experience you won't forget. Be sure to ask about discounts, on-field opportunities, and more. Head to orangecountysoccer.com/tickets.
Orange County restart there. That would be the bleached hair of Raymond Dre winning that header. But thus far, nothing really going on for Orange County in the second half.
I will say, Alan, you talked about those group packages. I've used those in the past with my youth soccer teams, and it's been a fun experience for the kids. So I would definitely recommend that, especially anyone that coaches youth soccer, has a group. It's definitely a fun time for those kids when they get to come out, watch some soccer, and have fun with other soccer fans.
Thank you, Ray, who's manning the camera work. So if you get some group tickets and he's got his tickets, you can tell him just how much you appreciate or don't appreciate what he's been on today. But here's Los Dos with the corner. Corner taker slips. This one never finds its way into play. And Orange County have perhaps the easiest corner defense. And they'll restart here with a goal kick. Merrill looking again to find the Ray. This time just plays it a little bit too far forward. And, well, Allen would love this. Consistency from the ref, not letting Los Dos restart with that throw any further forward than the ball was released.
That always cracks me up. Some officials are kind of a little bit more lax, and some officials are very strict about that. You'll see that from time to time in USL, where some officials will want you to take it on the exact blade of grass that the foul or the throw-in should take, and others are, a little bit more liberal with their approach.
Kobe Henry there with a good shoulder-to-shoulder challenge. Sends his man down to the ground, but it is Los Dos looking promising here. And, well, that's a trialist there with an excellent tackle. Kobe Henry with, yet again, another excellent tackle. Dan is getting a little bit chippy. And, well, that was bound to happen eventually. Raymond Dre just leaving a little bit on one of his competitors.
Yeah, Orange County's defense right now is very bend, don't break. It seems like they're somewhat comfortable letting Los Dos get closer to the 18-yard box, and as soon as they kind of step close to that 18-yard box, they really close them down and make life difficult.
You can just see Orange County really just trying to play through Ronaldo. Damas up there, up top. He's maybe a little bit isolated, maybe a little bit lonely, doing a lot of defensive work at the moment. But going the other direction, Los Dos win a free kick. I'm not exactly sure which challenge that was for, but we'll see it. Most likely be the one a little bit more infield.
Looks like the center official is saying either or, you choose.
Preseason for everyone. Mind you, Los Dos, of course, choose the more infield of the two options, and I'm sure we will see a floated cross towards the back post here.
They do have that option there on that far right side.
Across to the back post. Kobe Henry gets a foot to it. Abraham Romero gets his hands to it. And Los Dos equalize here, I believe, in the 70th minute here. Just, well, we expected it. Los Dos very nearly scored from that a few minutes ago. But this time, they put right their mistakes and leveled this game.
Yeah, pretty decent free kick into the box. Really strong header. Romero makes the first save, but it unfortunately falls straight to a Los Dos player who roofs it into the net to equalize. A little bit unfortunate that the save is put straight to a Los Dos player, but you'd like to see that maybe a little bit defended a little bit better. We talked about this a little bit earlier about Orange County and defending set pieces. But maybe that's something that they can work on the training ground between now and their first match, because they have that time.
Yeah, with how the run of play has been going recently, it's not super surprising to see LA get an equalizing goal there. Orange County has been playing on the back foot a lot recently, playing that bend not breaking defense. Got to see a little bit of change if Orange County wants to take and win this game with the last, we got 20 minutes left. And a turnover like that in your own final third is not going to help.
Some more good defensive work. I can't tell you who that was, but I can tell you he's currently staying down. So I believe we'll have the trainers come on.
Looks like several players are down there in the box.
Maybe just a bit of a cramp. We did say they look ready, but preseason. And as GM Oliver Weiss said during halftime, it's a lot of these guys, first few matches and first time in 5 months. So it's to be expected. We'll see probably a lot of this in a few months when Orange County plays 7 matches in the month of October. But it's good to see as both players back up on their feet.
And if you want to see some of those matches, you can do so in style with our all-new Dayton deck. This multi-use luxury space sitting atop the stadium will be a perfect way to celebrate an upcoming occasion. These cabanas are perfect for a laid-back, safe, and memorable night with the whole squad. Head to orangecountysoccer.com tickets for details on that Dayton deck.
Raymond Dre here. Well, it was very nearly free and clear. Slide tackle got the ball, took out the man as well, and Orange County will restart. Maybe a nice little break for them because it has been a long 25 minutes to begin this half. The trialists there doing a lot of defensive work, tried to find Ronaldo Demis, but striker just flagged offside, left a little bit early. Loftus doing a good job to hold their line together.
Yeah, that was real close.
It's good defensive synergy to see. It's good to know that if you're Orange County here, you know that by the time that you end up playing them in the league, it will be a very similar organized defense. That is something that Loftus generally has going for it. Lots of smaller victories. It's potential to go wrong, though. We'll see if Orange County's offense can generate one of those upsets. But for now, I think the remaining 17 minutes in this match is going to be all about surviving. Referee suggests there's a dive there. Just from the assistant more than the center ref. But nonetheless, Orange County have a restart.
Yeah, I definitely held my breath on that one.
Here's Francis Jacobs doing well with a nice progressive run up to the midfield. And we'll most likely see a much more involved role for the youngster this year. And you can just see Jack Imperato there. He's missing a shin guard. He's been pulled to the ground, but he's still able to play through Demis. Demis just drags his shot wide of the far post. Really, really well done there from 3 incredibly young players.
It's incredible they got that pass off as he's being dragged down from behind. The 1-2 touches really broke that line and really allowed him that space to step up into. The defender was beaten, tries to pull him down, gets the pass off anyway. I think maybe surprised that there wasn't a whistle. Seemed like everyone kind of paused to stop a little bit. Maybe that put him off a little bit, but drug it just wide. Unfortunate for Orange County not to get one there.
Loftus with a foul for something a lot smaller going the other way. But nonetheless, I believe we will see a change here for the visitors.
You know it's a foul when the player goes, hey, right? That's usually a good sign.
And apologies for any language. That would be Orange County goalkeeper Abraham Romero, just making sure that his defense is checked in. Probably and rightfully frustrated with the last time. And, well, another set piece goal. Orange County failed to clear their lines, failed to clear the box. And a well-taken effort into the top left corner of the net. Los
And you
Dos
can
lead this one
tell-
2-1.
You can tell the frustration from Romero. Just takes the ball and just boots it halfway across the pitch. You can tell just from body language alone, he's not happy with how the players that are on the pitch right now performed on that free kick there.
They definitely did not take his advice. They looked still very asleep on that one. Very poor headed clearance right to a Los Dos player who just banged it in. Not great defending there, not great clearance. Kind of a poor set of run of play there for Orange County.
And off the restart, just booting it down the field and giving the ball up already. Got to see some more sustained possessions for Orange County here.
Just entering the 78th minute here. It is still Los Dos. Ignore that scoreboard. It is 2-1 Los Dos at the moment. They are searching for a third here. Cross to the far post, well over everyone's heads. But Los Dos maintain possession. There's not too many options at the moment. It is worth noting this is not the Orange County starting 11 at this point. But it seems a big drop off to these trialists. Maybe not just gelled as well. But again, it's preseason. This is expected. Some of these guys probably haven't been here too long. We'll see what's to come as we enter the final 12 minutes of this match.
It might go to show how important a player like Rob Kiernan is in this instance of helping organize that back line, defending well. Maybe that's a little bit of an insight into kind of the difference between your big name defender versus a guy who's getting some minutes and learning the game. You're going to see a little bit of a drop off there, and although they've been tackling well, a couple of opportunities on set pieces that weren't as well defended as maybe you would be with your first line defenders.
Yes, another opportunity there for Los Dos. Just to speak to the experience of the side of things, the oldest player that I know of on this team is Nathan Smith, who I believe is all of 24, maybe 25 at this point. But you can most likely still hear Abraham Romero furious with his team at this moment, furious with his back line. Really, really wants the ball out of this half. And for the first time, it looks like Orange County might actually be streaking together something of a promising bit of possession and a promising attack in the second half.
Romero's just walking the ball up the field, trying to get anything out of Orange County's midfield here.
Yeah, you can see him just urging, begging them to push it forward. Just that ball pushed forward, looking for Demus. Doesn't find him, though. And so that one outlet maybe not working too well here for Orange County.
But even so, Romero's telling them to get up, and you can just see Orange County's just drifting further and further back every single time they give up possession. It's just tough to look at right now.
I mean, Romero is also trying to battle for game time, and if his team is making it harder on him to be successful in preseason, it's harder for him to show his skills in a game setting. So I'm sure there's a little bit of that as well as far as like, hey, I need to show my leadership and I need to show what I'm going to offer as a keeper in Orange County. But then to have it, the defense maybe not defending as well, the offense not clicking, I'm sure that's very frustrating for a guy who's trying to get into that starting 11.
Well, not sure how much, for those of you who are viewing at home, can see. It looks like Jack Imperato has really just done the last bit of work he's got left in him today. It's not particularly warm, but of course, the youngster did come on very early on for Darwin Jones and has played since. So, big effort from him today. And we'll see Looks like an effort here to find a third goal from Los Dos. Nathan Smith battling there on the far side of the pitch. Does well to win his side the goal kick. Orange County will restart.
Got a little bit under 9 minutes left in the game. I'd like to see at least a couple more opportunities being created for Orange County, but with the way the second half has been going, even one opportunity would be sufficient enough to be happy with. You have to feel, not much has been being created for Orange County this half.
Good defensive recovery there. Francis Jacobs just caught in possession, trying to do a little bit too much, but Los Dos do win. Well, you guessed it, yet another corner, and they will make a substitute as well.
I just want to remind Orange County fans out there that there are multiple ways of getting into the stadium this season. Season tickets are available, orangecountysoccer.com/tickets, but also the Flex plan, 9 ticket vouchers, however you want, through the season to get one free.
And no dog barks included. And, well, if you haven't figured out by now, that's another set piece. And it's another set piece goal for Los Dos. The visitors lead 3-1 now.
Now, obviously, these aren't your starting 11 for Orange County, but that conversation that we've had earlier in the day, Orange County has a huge string of games in July. I believe 8 games in the month of July and 7 in the month of October. So you're looking at this back end of the roster, and you're needing to see improvement, especially midway and at the end of the season, for that time that's going to be there when the starters are going to be tired from so many games back to back to back. So obviously there's still a lot more preseason games to be played out. Next week we are in Colorado Springs, but you just need to expect better out of the second and third players here.
You're also looking at getting some minutes into these legs early on, seeing what you have from your players, because again, practice is one thing, but game experience is another, against an opponent that is trying to throw some different stuff at you. So there is some positives to take away as far as getting some minutes into these legs. There was a lot of positivity in the first half, and then you're just kind of throwing some guys out there and seeing what they have in the tank, seeing what skills they have, and what you need to work on in practice. So although the scoreline might not be what you want to take away from a match, it's never good to not win. I think the coaching staff has a better idea of some of their pieces that they have and some things you want to work on, or maybe some guys may not make the squad, and essentially you're looking at fitness as well. So you might not win a match, but you're picking up some really valuable information from a day like today against a quality opponent like Los Angeles.
Yeah, just a substitution. Well, these two were talking. Jack Imperato did make way, and another trialist. This time, I believe the center back has come on, which pushed one of the trialists up a little bit into the midfield. So maybe that'll remedy the problems. Certainly a very big difference in size, but you can even just see there, maybe Romero not super comfortable or familiar with the trialist in front of him at this moment. And just a poor pass and a poor cut down, and here's Los Dos from the top of the box. A great recovery tackle to really nullify that attack. And they just try to play at Raymond Ray and can't do so. Los Dos will go all the way back to Vom Stieg. Well, this match started maybe a little bit rusty, maybe a little bit fun. We had some fun in the middle. As you can see, it's tailing off. We're into the final 5 minutes. 86 minutes gone now. And you just get the sense that maybe both teams, as well as the three of us here on this call, just kind of seeing out the last few minutes and getting saving a little bit of energy for training in the coming days. Now, Ostos just ever so slightly pushing into the final third and then just recycling possession again. But here they are, just two progressive passes. Not forcing it. Finding opportunity in the middle of the park. He's up for a shot, and Romero does well.
Ooh, what a
Dive to his
save
right.
there.
He saw it all the way, but still, you can see why Orange County picked him up in the offseason. Did well to send that one out. And I believe we will have, another Los Dos corner. We'll see if that defensive change for Orange County can change what happens here. This time, Kobe Henry gets his head to it, clears it away. Raymond Dre, the outlet for that one, battling his man well. Dre has done well under a lot of pressure. He's tried a number of progressive runs. He's been dragged back a number of times. This time, the foul is whistled for. Orange County have a chance maybe for one last attack, something of a consolation goal for the fans for full time.
I mean, outside of those few set pieces, you can see some quality in some of the Orange County players who are on the pitch right now. Obviously disjointed, and again, the set pieces aren't defended super well, but you can see that there's some quality in some of these guys, and that's what we're looking for, is that what can these players do, especially this, the next test against Colorado Springs is they're not the Colorado Springs of years before. They've really stepped up their signings. So this next match is also going to be a really big test for the team to kind of see how they can develop and fix some things week to week.
Now, the running joke for anyone maybe unfamiliar is that they are now just simply the Philadelphia Union from Union 2 from a few years ago, maybe Bethlehem Steel 2 for even more of a throwback. But again, we are into the final 90 seconds of this 90-minute match. It is still all Los Dos here.
Would you say the Colorado Steel Switchbacks?
Well, they do have a school of mines there, Alan, as I'm sure you are familiar. But I think we'll just leave it with the Switchbacks for now. One last attack here for Los Dos. Low cross, but straight to Romero's safe hands. Raymond Dre. Nathan Smith just holding possession there on the far side of the pitch. You really do get the sense in these last few minutes, since the trialists, have come on. Players aren't super comfortable with each other, super comfortable with their roles. Francis Jacobs certainly doing his part to be an anchor in the midfield, and Kobe Henry trying to make the case that he deserves to play alongside guys like Michael Orozco and Robbie Kiernan. Good little touch there from Dre, but Los Dos doing well just to pressure Orange County midfield. A few seconds left. We'll hear a horn, I'm imagining. I stand corrected this time. Sorted that out for the second half. So we are into added time here. Not sure how much we're going to get.
Probably just going to be until,
Just until
the end of my
you started
sentence.
speaking, Brad. So, just a recap. Romero booting the ball in frustration. Los Dos, LA Galaxy 2, 3. Orange County Soccer Club, 1. Early goal from Orange County in the first half. Did well, and then Los Dos just scoring a few and starting to pull away once the trials come on. So plenty of work for this club moving forward. But a quick thank you. I think Ray will get some some shots of the players heading on into the tunnel. Alan, Bradley, your final thoughts on this match?
You can tell that these two teams are in different spots of their preseason. Los Dos not making tons of changes, getting ready for their first game of the season in a couple weeks. Where Orange County is, earlier in the preseason where they're throwing out a lot of trialists just to see kind of where they are, who they got, what's going to work, what isn't going to work. I think the coaching staff has a lot of work with, both good and bad. We saw a lot of the familiar faces from Orange County go out and do a job in the first half. And then we saw some sparks of some kids who are coming up that might play huge roles over the course of the season. So I think there's a lot to take away from this match in the positive sense. And even in some of those negatives of set pieces is you can work on that in the training ground and just kind of work on positioning and defending and hopefully clean those things up, because it wasn't like Los Dos was beating you a ton of times in the general run of play. It took those set pieces to really break down the team and get to a point where they're giving up goals. So a lot of positives to take away for Orange County.
Bradley, your thoughts?
I was muted. It was nice to see the starting 11. I think the starting 11 played considerably well. The midfield looks crisp. The passing was really, really good. Other than the lack of having numerous chances to finish the ball off, I think the starting 11 looked well. Obviously, it was a tale of two different halves, and Los Dos definitely had the better depth so far. Orange County has only had 3 weeks to train together so far since breaking camp open for the season. Obviously, a lot of work needing to be done, but you have literally a day under a month until the season opens up in Tacoma. So plenty of time to kind of fix those mistakes, to build up the trust, to build up the synergy in the team. I'm looking forward to seeing how they do that in the next coming weeks.
Yeah, this is Ray over here. Looking at this team today, you could tell some of the players that are used to playing with each other looked pretty confident and pretty comfortable. And then, like we saw, and like you all were mentioning during the broadcast, that second half, you could see a lot of unknown with some of these players. These players haven't played with each other all that long, if anything, in just a couple weeks in training. And even though you had some of the players that you expect to play some minutes in 2021, like a Kobe Henry or Francis Jacobs, or even a Ronaldo, it's still difficult when you have a patchwork group of players that are getting to know each other and figuring out how they fit in this team. And also, really, most of those players on in the second half are players that are trying to make the squad. So you can anticipate they're pressing a little bit more than they probably would if this was more of a typical, friendly or just pickup game on a practice field, instead of an actual game where you're trying to impress the coach, impress the fans, and impress your teammates. So, good look here coming in. Last week they played a college team. This week they played a equal caliber type team, USL Championship team in LA Galaxy 2. And you can only expect more improvement from here. But I was excited what I saw in that first half. I think this team is going to have a really good season if they can stay healthy and they can deal with some of those congested months.
Thanks, Ray. We are trying our best to get a guest on right here. We'll see what we can do. But let's see what we can hear. Look at the young man himself, Jack Imperato. So give us just a minute to get that ready. Alrighty, Jack Imperato just signed a couple weeks ago.
Yes, sir.
Just into training and a really long shift for you today. But how was it to play with both sets of the players?
Sorry?
How was it to play with both sets of players? How are you getting on with everyone?
It was good. I mean, obviously, unlucky, Darwin got hurt in the first half, so I tried to take advantage of it, and I was playing in a new spot. It was good to get in with the more experienced guys, and, it's amazing playing with them. They're so fit. They play at a really high level. And then in the second half, when the young guys came in, you got to, it was obviously tougher playing against a good opponent, and most of these guys are on trial. So I just tried to help them out as much as I could, but I thought it was a good experience, first half and second half. So, yeah.
Coming from Spain, of course, even at a younger academy level, how's it going? I mean, what is the biggest change that you've noticed?
The biggest change from here to Spain is that so far, since we're just in preseason, I don't think we ran once in Spain without the ball. And since I've been here, we're running 10 minutes around the field. And the first day I came here, I threw up. So I think the USL implements and Orange County implements a part of my game that I think was missing. So I'm happy to be here.
Jack, we'll get you on out of here so you can go have some more fun running like the rest of your team. Anywhere you want to plug? Maybe your Instagram, perhaps.
Yeah. You guys can follow me on Instagram, jack.imperato. Got some good content. We'll be posting tons of Orange County photos. So, yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you, Jack.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone, for being patient with us.
Yeah.
And, I think we've got maybe one thing coming up. Maybe not. I'm not sure what Ray's got planned for us.
What do you mean, what I have planned for us?
It seems we've got nothing going on. So I believe this will do it for us all. For those of you who have joined, a wonderful thank you for Alan, for Ray, for Brad, and for myself. Thanks, and we will see you soon.